Okay.
Good evening, fans from around the world. It's Complete Sports, and this Monday evening, I'm here with Warifa Marcos. We're previewing the semi-finals of the Euro 2024. Warifa, you are very welcome. My name is Sila Falabi from Complete Sports.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's quickly look at the quarterfinals. England flattered to deceive. I wasn't at Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted us to start from the quarterfinals just to see what
From the
happened.
quarterfinals. Okay.
Yes. So we're going to look at basically
Okay.
England, Switzerland, Turkey, and Netherlands. Then we now look ahead to the semi-finals. How did you see that match against Switzerland? People had been criticizing England from the first round that they have not performed well at all, that they scraped into the, quarterfinals. What's your take on that match against Switzerland? Do you think the performance was a bit better, or is more of the same from England?
I'll say the performance was a little bit better, but they've not gotten it right. Why did I say so? Is that, if you look at Foden and Saka in their clubs the last season, they were doing very well, doing good, and they were not just performing well, but they were scoring. So what are they not getting right in this English national team? I believe the midfield, that's the creative midfield. They still have work to do. I may be supplying Saka and Foden, and also sometimes bring in what's his name? This guy from Brentford, because once the midfield is not there, Ivan Toney. Once the midfield is not there, Harry Kane is useless, and also Jude Bellingham. He keeps the ball to himself unnecessarily. When he's supposed to pass, he will still want to dribble. That's just it. But they did well in their match against Switzerland.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was much better. I think they looked a bit more comfortable with the three at the back. And Saka was the best player for me. It's not a role he's familiar with, playing as a wing back, but he played it excellently well. I mean, if you look at his goal,
before he started shining in Arsenal, he started as a wing back in Arsenal before they took him, made him to play from the wing.
Now that's a very valid point, because I was wondering, has this guy played wing back before? Because he seemed so comfortable with the position, and he did very well. It was England's best player by a country mile. I think it was a better performance by England, although once again they conceded and they had to, come back, and they won on penalties, but they played a little bit better. But what I wanted Southgate to be a little bit more adventurous. The guy's like, it reminds me of this Crystal Palace coach, Roy Hodgson, that old man. He likes doing things the old archaic way. He doesn't like to, tweak, take risks and stuff like that. But the way soccer is now, you have to take risks, because these players are used to playing in a certain way in their club. When they come together in the
you have to go that way.
Yes, when they come together in the national team, I mean, Phil Foden has to play the possession football of Man City. Saka has to play the way Arsenal plays. Kane is coming from Bayern. So as a national team coach, you must be able to bring your players together and look for a system that suits all of them. You can't expect them to immediately replicate the form of their club
into a new system.
Yes, in the national team. So the guy is so scared of taking risks. If I were Gareth Southgate, I would have removed Kane outrightly. That is why you are paid. A coach is paid to take big decisions. I would have removed Kane. Ivan Toney looks more productive. Anytime he comes on.
And he's more aggressive.
He's more aggressive, exactly. He can press, he can pressure the opponent. Anytime he comes on, he gives the opponent a different kind of puzzle to solve. Unlike Kane, they seem to be very used to Kane. So if I was, Southgate approaching the semifinals against the Dutch, I would start with Toney and drop Kane, and then bring Foden more centrally. And then I'll push maybe someone like Cole Palmer to the left, and then I'll leave Saka on the right. So basically, that's what I would do. But from the way things are, it appears Luke Shaw is fit again. Luke Shaw may start the next game. I don't know what you think. What against the Dutch, how do you see the match going? I've not seen much of the Dutch. I just watched like 1 or 2 clips of them in the first round, but here we are. They're in the last 4. They've not been so impressive too, but what's your take on the Dutch?
The Dutch, actually, they're a good side, but what I'll advise the English team is this. They should learn to take their chances as they come. Because if you don't take your chances as it comes, it will backfire on you. That was what finished Tunisia against Holland. Tunisia, they scored first, but they couldn't take their chances of scoring more goals. And you know, Dutch players, they have some experienced players there. It's hard for them to miss.
You mean?
No, I mean Dutch. Turkey, okay. They took the lead against Dutch.
Turkey.
Yeah,
Turkey,
they scored first.
Yeah.
No, Turkey scored first against Holland.
Okay.
Before Holland came back to equalize.
Yeah, I think it was a header also. Yeah.
Yes. So, and they have to take their chances. And also, they should work on his midfield. Creativity in that midfield and give Saka and Foden or maybe Palmer a free roll. Free roll, because the team scoring, getting the goals should come from these three players, Saka, Foden, or Palmer. And also maybe Ivan Toney if he comes in. And also Watkins from Aston Villa should give him a chance also.
Yes, I agree with you. Because Ivan Toney and Watkins, their style is a little bit different from Harry Kane. Watkins likes to run into the box. He makes runs into the box and he play the ball into space. He tries and gets to the ball, but Harry Kane always wants you to play the ball to his feet. And so by the time the ball gets to his feet, there's a defender at his back, stopping him already.
No defender want to allow it get to him.
Exactly. So, but with Ivan Toney and Oli Watkins, they are not so used to those two players. Their style is different. It gives the opposition a different puzzle to solve. So I think it's a good point you made there that you should think of either Toney or Watkins. Another area that I think you should keep Maino. Maino for me is the best partner to Declan Rice.
I don't know why he subbed him, because that guy is more attacking minded.
Yes, more attacking minded. He can collect the ball in tight spaces. He's very confident on the ball. He's always asking for the ball. You know, he can collect the ball under
pressure. Going for the offensive.
Yes, for the offensive. And then, of course, I think another area where I would make a little bit of adjustment is instead of Trippier, I would prefer Trent Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool. You know, at this stage of the tournament, you have to be able to take risks. As an attacking fullback, Arnold is better than Trippier. We see what he does for Liverpool.
And to make the opponent, they will not be able to come out.
Exactly.
Because you push them to their
exactly.
And also England should try and reduce their passes. Their passes is just too much. Making passes, not making much progress forward. So they should try and make the game fast.
Yes, the possession is good, but it's not quick and it's not penetrative. So it becomes sterile. Yeah. Anytime they're passing, the opponent has formed their defensive shape. There are
delay.
Yes, they delay and everything. They need to pass quicker. They need to move faster. I would pick Arnold ahead of Trippier because Arnold is a more productive fullback and is a good crosser of the ball. And then drop Harry Kane and see if England will play better. So if he's able to do that, but the Dutch too haven't gotten to this stage. I won't bet against them. They have some very decent players. In this tournament, the Liverpool guy, Cody Gakpo, has played tremendously well. He's been the one that's been, carrying them more or less. And they have this young boy, Xavi Simons. I don't know what team he plays for. That guy too has been very, very good. He has played as an impact player, sometimes coming off the bench. Xavi Simons, I don't know where he plays for. He has done
the Dutch, they always have good players. So England should be very careful.
Yes. The Dutch have,
but I bet you if England gets into the final, anything is possible.
Yeah. The Dutch have very technically gifted players. They have to be careful with them. And this guy that played for Manchester United too before, the guy is still a hustler, Memphis Depay. The guy is still a hustler.
And the guy he's strong. Has the strength and the experience.
And he's a very good striker of the ball. On a good day, if he gets good chances, he can always, bury the ball. So it will be I think it will be a very close game. The four semi-finalists are really well evenly matched. And if you look at all of them, they all have one pedigree or the other. And Netherlands are the only big team never to have won the World Cup. If you look at the remaining 4 teams, England won the World Cup in 1966. Spain won it in 2010. France won it in 98 and 2018. But Netherlands have never won the World Cup. They won the Euros before in 1988. So they might see this tournament as another opportunity for them.
Another chance for them to win it.
Another chance for them to win it. So I don't think the only problem I think England will have is to underrate the Dutch team.
Dutch. No, I don't think they will do that.
Because if you look at the team they beat a Turkey team that eliminated Austria. Austrian team that Turkey beat is a very, very good team. So for them to have
with their coach there.
For them to have eliminated Austria, they must have played extremely well. So basically, I feel England could nick it in extra time, or possibly they could drag the Dutch to penalties again. I don't know. I have a feeling anybody that England takes to penalties this time around, they seem to be taking their penalties very confidently. Anybody that England takes to penalties.
No, you see, the English players, they have good penalty takers right now. Even before the penalty shootout, I told someone, I said, this is my prediction, and it came out right. I made 5 predictions, 4 came out right. And if you watch in their club side, they take those penalties like Saka, Palmer, Ivan Toney. Those are confident penalty takers. They are not afraid of taking the penalty kicks anytime, any day.
Yes. And even the confidence of removing Harry Kane, who is possibly your best penalty taker. And without him, they were still able to win on penalties. Because technically speaking, Harry Kane hardly ever misses from 6 yards. He's a very good penalty kick taker. Yeah, so another thing I wanted us to talk about is England, for instance. Now, if we look at the bench, because when the game starts to go to extra time, you need people on the bench that you can call on that can make a difference, especially when you're in the semi-finals. I think England has a very strong bench. There are people they can call on when others are tired to really make
that can deliver.
Yeah, that can deliver, that can really make a difference. This boy in Newcastle has not really had the opportunity to, really shine.
What's that his name?
Gordon, yes. He hasn't really had that
guy is a very good player. I don't know why. Everybody has his own time.
The main reason why Southgate chose to play Barkley was because McGuay was injured. But now that he'll be back for the semi-finals, let's see whether he will stick to his back 3 or revert back to back 4. It was because of Maguire, the Crystal Palace defender, that he opted for a back 3. But that would be very interesting. But the guy needs to shake things up. As a coach, you need to take risk. He's a coach that is willing to take risk. That can really
don't be afraid of taking risk.
Not be afraid of taking risk. So let's quickly move on to Spain and France. That's the big one. Spanish
team, final before the final.
Spanish team has been excellent. They are the only team with a 100% record, won all their games, and they've scored a lot of goals. And one thing that makes them so good is the fact that they can play tiki-taka possessive. When that one is not working, they can speed up the tempo of the game.
They can
be more direct. They are so adaptable. So what's your take on the Spanish? How do you see this match going? How do you think France will approach this game? Because France would have watched the way Spain has been playing, and they would have been calculating, how do we stop this? How do you think France will approach this game?
The France and Spanish semi-final is like the young versus the experienced. Because if you watch the French players, they are all experienced and they are mature. While the Spanish national team is a mixture of upcoming footballers.
Yes, kids.
And they are young. Kids. Yes. Yes. But the only thing, if France, they don't take their chances, because one thing about the French national team, they play individual football. I've been saying it right from time. And if I'm the coach of the French national team, I wouldn't start Mbappe. because in their last match, I don't know if he's still having this shock from the broken nose. The ball hit him at the side of his head, but he was holding. So that's the risk. You have other good players that I can use and bring in Mbappe second half. Then for the defense or the midfield, France, they have N'Golo Kante. I'm surprised at N'Golo Kante that what is not with respect to the Saudi league, what is he doing in Saudi Arabia? I just believe that he has not finished his business in Europe. He should return to Europe. The guy is still sound and good. He's an offensive player. He's not afraid of taking the ball to the opponent. So France, they should take advantage of their chances as it comes. They should calm down and take advantage of their chances. They shouldn't allow the French national team to press them to their half, because the Spanish national team, those young lads, they are very good and they are smart, very fast. You give them that chance, punish you. So they should be very careful of them. That's just it.
Yeah, I agree with you. France appears to be suffering from so many things. The first thing is that a fit Mbappe is generally very selfish. He doesn't like passing to anybody, and he always likes. He
wants to take the glory.
He's like Neymar or Ronaldo. He wants to take the glory. So Mbappe has to be more selfless. Use his pace more to create space. May not be the one that will score, but at least if you use your pace to create space, then you can pass.
To create space.
Like you so brilliantly noticed, that injury to his nose is preventing him from playing well. He's afraid to go into challenges.
I'm scared of that guy.
He cannot head the ball. So why don't drop him on the bench and bring on this Randall Kolo Muani or Thuram? There are people on the bench that can replace him that are just as good. Maybe not as good, but at least they are worthy replacements. So Deschamps is a wily old fox that is experienced enough to know that. So I feel the French team will sit and try to hit the Spanish on the counter. The reason being that Spanish,
because they have the players that can get them on counter.
Yes, they have the big players that can hurt the Spanish team on transition. The Spanish team is set up to keep possession, quick, incisive passes, and they're younger. They have more energy and can run more. But like you said too, I was wondering what Ante was doing in Saudi Arabia. This guy still has a lot of stamina. He still has a lot of energy. I don't know what he's doing there. So he needs to. He needs to come back to Europe and do like 2 or 3 more years before he goes to Saudi Arabia to retire. So I expect a very fast game. Spain will try and play the game at a tempo that will be uncomfortable for France. And then with their 2 wingers, Lamine and Nico Williams, it's going to be very, very difficult to stop those guys. Those guys are very direct, they are quick, and they are very unpredictable. They can cut back, they can cross the ball and dribble, they can shoot. You never know what they are going to do. And they can take the ball back to the center where there's always a road.
And you know what just came to my mind now? Saliba will have a lot of work to do.
Yeah. He's going to have
lots of work to do.
He's going to have a lot of work to do. Saliba is going to.
They will run down his battery.
But Saliba is a brilliant defender. There's no doubt about that. He's capable. It's quite capable. It's one of the reasons why Arsenal had such a good run this season. You know, towards the end of last season, he was injured, and he affected Arsenal's results towards the end. So he's a very good defender, but he will have to concentrate 100%. And then they have some other players, Pedri, Dani Olmo, Fabian Ruiz. They're littered with young talent. And then, of course, they have the experience of Alvaro Morata and all of that. So I see this game. Well,
Rodri is Spanish, right?
Yes, Rodri is Spanish. Rodri Spanish. Rodri sits at the base of their midfield and dictates the tempo. And then when they lose the ball, he's the one that defends.
He's always there.
Defensive midfielder. So he's like playing a hybrid role. When they're in possession, he dictates the play. When they lose the ball, he's the first to try and press and get possession back. So he has been is the secret to, they are pulling the strings together and everything. And also, Pedri is a very, very good player. The only problem with Pedri is that he's not very durable, gets injured easily. Yes. Yes, you were saying something,
Okay. Do you know what I'm suspecting? The French national team might want to calm the game down because they know that the Spanish guys, they are fast. So they might just want to
Yes,
calm the game down
yes,
to make them play their own pace.
yes. They're going to try
Because
and force
if
Spain.
you allow the Spanish guy to dictate the pace, you'll be in for a tough
Yes, they're
match.
going to try and force Spain to play at their pace. They're going to try and force Spain to play at their pace. So
Yeah.
that's what I see it to be. So let's quickly go for predictions now as we round up the show very quickly. England, Netherlands. What are your predictions, Warif?
Well, I'll give it 2-1 England.
Yeah, I say 1-0 England in extra time. And Spain and France. What are your predictions?
2-1 Spain.
2-1 Spain. I think I'm rooting for Spain too. But I don't know. Something says the experience of France. The experience of France may count for something. But let's see how it pans out. It's been a wonderful session with you, Warif.
Thank you.
To take you out on a Monday night like this is not easy. Thank you very much for your time. Do have a wonderful evening. And this is the end of our show for our fans from around the world. It's me, Afolabi, and it's Warifa Marcos. We're signing off on this Complete Sports edition. See you next time. Bye-bye, Warifa.